So today we will talk about the rupee appreciation, rupee depreciation and the rupee devaluation. Why we are talking about this topic? Because now the INR means the Indian rupee is now the Asia's worst performing country according to the reports, and there is a decline of 2.2% because of there is a foreign portfolio investor, and actually that FPI around the 4 billion has been pulled out from the stock market, and now there is a bloodbath in the stock market. Because of this there is a sharp decline in the Indian rupees against the dollar. If you talk about earlier around 24 against $1, now this 76 point something rupees against $1. So that's why we are talking about the rupee appreciation, rupee depreciation and the rupee devaluation. So remember that this is a very conceptual video and you need to understand the concept. So let's talk about, as I told you that Indian currency declined the 2.2% in September, December. So remember that this is a quarter of 3 months. So there is a 4 quarters in one financial year, so which consists of 3 months. So remember that, and pulled out of around the $4 billion FPI by the foreign portfolio investor from the Indian stock market, and makes the Indian rupee as Asia's the worst performing currency because of the appreciation of the rupee. So that's why we are talking about the appreciation, depreciation and devaluation. Firstly, we need to understand what is the foreign portfolio investor. So remember that there are some foreign investors and which spend some money or invest some money in Indian stock market. That is known as the foreign portfolio investor. So obviously if there is a market, so if there is a sharp increase in the market, then every foreign investor try to invest and take a heavy amount of money or heavy profit from the Indian stock market. So now because of the Omicron, and there are some policies measured by the government or the RBI, now this foreign investor has been pulled out around the $4 billion from the Indian stock market, and this led to this sharp decline in the Indian rupee against the dollar. So this is the whole concept. So if you talk about the brief history, then remember that if you talk about, there is a US dollar and the rupee. So at that time the US dollar is not a major currency like today. At that time there is a pound and there is a rupee. So this is what happened. So before independence, the Indian rupees against the dollar is 1-1 parity. Means you have to pay a 1 rupee against the $1, so you will get the $1. After independence, what happened that this led to a decline in $1 against the 5 rupees. Means I have to pay the 5 rupees against $1. We will discuss what are the reasons. So let's talk about the brief history. So you need to remember another 2 to 3. First is the exchange rate. What do you mean by the exchange rate? Exchange rate is those amount, if we are paying a single rupee, then we are getting the some dollar. If we are paying 70 rupees, then we are getting the $1. This is known as the exchange rate. Now what is the fixed interest rate? Suppose that if we are paying the 10 rupees against $1, so now this is a fixed. We will pay 10 rupees and we will get the $1. So this is the fixed exchange rate. So but over the period of time, what happened? The globalization came, and in 1990 India also liberalized the economy. So what happened? Now the exchange rate is basically determined by the market and known as the market exchange rate. This is the very popular and now determined by the market. So what happened that, so now the government means the RBI intervention over the period of time has been declined, and this is lead to the market intervention and determined by the market. So over the period of time this is happened, and the further rupee has been declined against the dollar, and one of the reason is that the US dollar become one of the major currencies in the world, and even in some of the country there are the US dollar is going parallelly with their own currency. So this is very important. As I have told you that earlier, the exchange rate is based on the fixed exchange rate. Means we will pay 1 rupees and we will get $1. We will pay 5 rupees, we will get $1. But over the period of time, if you talk about before September, now the 70 rupees for the $1 and now the 76 for the $1. So this is the over the period of time has happened according to this exchange rate. But the dollar emerged as a major currency but still fixed. So after independence, what happened? There is a still fixed, means we will pay some amount of rupees and they will pay some amount of dollars. So this is, and at that time obviously India was a closed economy before 1990. So that is also happened. So what happened? We are importing everything but we have not enough dollar to pay, and that's why the rupee is slightly declined over the period of time. This is the one of the major reasons, because we are the heavily importing country and we have not enough money to pay the dollar. So we have to pay the more and more rupee, and we will pay the more and more rupee. Now our rupee is continuously decline against the dollar. So this is the scenario, and not met with the globalization, but gradually open and exchange at the market rate 40 and 60. So now after the globalization, means in the 1990 when our economy is liberalized, now what happened, this some amount of, means up to 40% the exchange rate is filled, and 60% is basically on determined by the market exchange rate. So this is the brief history. Now we will talk about why this happened, means why there is a 2.2% decline. This is the major reason, and what is the main reason over the period of time there is a depreciation of rupee, and we will also talk about the concept. So before looking at the regions, what is the regions of the rupee depreciation, we have to understand the concept what is the rupee depreciation. So remember that basically the economy is all about the demand and supply. So before that, so remember that when the rupees we have to pay more against the dollar is known as the rupee depreciation. Means we are paying the more rupees but we are getting the lost dollar against the rupee is known as the rupee depreciation. So there is a decline in the amount of rupee, means there we have to pay the more rupees against the dollar. So now we are getting the less dollar. So now the rupees is more and more depreciating. So this is known as the rupee depreciation. But at the same time is the US dollar is appreciating because they have to pay the less US dollar against the rupee. So this is the whole concept you need to remember. This is a very important point. Means when we have to pay the less rupee, we have to when we have to pay the more rupee against the dollar, means there is a rupee depreciation, and at the same time when they have to pay the less dollar against the rupee, means the dollar there is a appreciation in the amount of dollar. This is the concept of rupee and depreciation. So what happened is, suppose if there is a demand and supply, but demand is not enough, but supply is still more and more. So what happened that amount of goods, so the amount of that good will be less. So this is what is the economy is all about, demand and supply. So whenever there is a more supply, there is a decline in the amount of goods, and whenever there is a less supply, there is a increase in amount of goods. So this is the concept here. So whenever there is a less demand but the supply is more, suppose if there is a less demand of rupee but rupee is more and more going, then that is known as the rupee depreciation. Means now the amount or the value of rupee is continuously declining, at the same time the value of the dollar is continuously increasing. So that is known as the dollar appreciation, and you need to remember the concept of rupee and depreciation. So this is the whole concept. So now what is the reason? So this is not the first time that the rupee has declined. There are some historical reasons. Firstly, when we became independent, we have nothing. We have the more and more population, so there is an increased population. There are not enough public sector and there are not enough private sector. So there is a less and less export. So we are not exporting, but we are heavily importing from the other countries as an underdeveloped country. So because of that, what happened? There is a trade deficit took place. So now what is the trade deficit? So if we are exporting something, but in that amount we are importing more, that is, so the gap between the export and import is known as the trade deficit. So what happened? There is a heavy decline. So this is a very structural problem in India about the trade deficit. So trade deficit is a very and important issues related to the currency depreciation and the historical issues and the root cause of rupee depreciation in the history. So if you talk about, and not enough export after the independence, and if you talk about the recent decline, then one of the main reason is the trade deficit. And if you talk about, there is a $2.23 billion. So that is the record high trade deficit in the September December. So that's why the rupee is continuously depreciating is the first reason. So if you talk about, another is the withdrawal of the foreign portfolio investors. So this is basically after the 1990 when the India's economy is liberalized. What happened? Now the foreign investors are investing in the India's stock market, but at the same time when the stock market, or there are the signs of stock market is going to decline, now what happened? This foreign portfolio investors actually suck out all the money from the Indian stock market, and this time also there is amount of around $4 billion has been sucked out from. So there is a suddenly decrease in the value of rupee and there is a increase in the value of dollar. So because now the dollar is accepting, so they are investing dollar and now they are suck out the dollar. So now there is a decline in the value of dollar in the stock market, and at the same time rupee decline. Now we have to pay more rupees against the dollar is the second reason. So this is also a somehow historical reason, and this time also if the rupee is depreciating, this is one of the primary reason. Now another is the US quantitative easing, and another reason is the basically the policy difference between the Reserve Bank of India and the US Federal Reserve. So what happened there? So now if you talk about there is a policy divergence, so now US is recovering. So now the monetary policy of the United States of America is still improving, but RBI is still saying we are maintaining the accommodative stance and all the rates of interest is still keep at the same time as the COVID. But now the US is what saying, now they are increasing the interest rates of bank, and RBI is still maintaining the interest rate and accommodative stance. So there is a policy difference between the RBI and the difference and the USA Federal Reserve. This is also lead to the rupee depreciation. Obviously RBI can intervene, they can increase the interest rate, and there are the further amount of solutions which so increase the value of rupee. So further if you talk about, as you know, the Indian stock market is now at their peak. So obviously there is a signs of Omicron is recently going on. So now what is the foreign investor is seeking, now the Indian stock market will decline further because of the Omicron. So now another is the Omicron is the one of the reason, that's why this foreign portfolio investor actually suck out the dollar from the Indian market, and this is also lead to the depreciation in the rupee. So this is the why, what are the reasons of the rupee depreciation you need to understand, and this is the what is known as the rupee depreciation. When we have to pay the more rupee against the dollar is known as the rupee depreciation, and these are the reasons. You need to remember the reason and the concept. Now what is the main thing is the impact. What is the impact of the rupee depreciation? So what happened, these are the gainers. So there are the some gainers because of the rupee depreciation, and there are the some losers, means there are the positive aspect and obviously there are the some negative aspect. So now it is benefited to exporters. So how? Means the exports become more and more cheaper in the other economy. So now suppose that this some amount of goods, or there are this some goods which are exporting to other countries, so they will get and they buy. Now the people of America and the people of Singapore and the people of any country except India have to pay the less amount of their currency like the US dollar. So now our competitiveness in the export will increase because now they are paying less for our export. So this is why, that's why this is the benefited the exporter, and it makes our export more and more competitive because of the rupee depreciation is one of the main impact you need to remember. Another, if you talk about people receive remittances and the NRI deposit is also are the gainers. How they are gainer? Suppose that someone is working in the America and their father and mother reside in India. So they are paying the dollar, let's say $1. So now suppose that there is a $1 and earlier the amount is 40 rupees, for 74 rupees. So someone in the 3 months ago is paying the $1 to their parents which is residing in India, they will get the 74 rupees. But now if they are paying the $1, they will get the 26 rupees. So this is the, that's how they are the receivers or how they are the gainers. So those who are residing in India, or if someone is paying remittances and NRI deposit, then those who are in India or residing in India are the main gainers. So this is one of the. Another, if you talk about the foreign tourists, so foreign tourists are also the gainers. How the foreign tourists are also the gainers? No, remember that. So if you talk about, so now they have to come in India and they have to pay the less dollar against the rupee, but they will get the more rupee to spend in India. So they have to pay the less dollar and they will get the more rupees too. So they are also the gainer. So foreign tourists who are coming in India is also the gainer because of the rupee depreciation. So these are the gainers. Now we will talk about who are the losers. So if you talk about the losers because of the rupee depreciation, then remember that imports became more and more costlier and there is an increase in the current account deficit. Firstly, we need to understand what is the current account deficit. So basically this is similar to the trade deficit. So if there is any gap between the import and export is known as the, so that deficit is known as the current account deficit. So remember that. So it is the word is very important is the current, and if there is a capital, that is also a different term, but now we are talking about the current account deficit. So there is an increase in the current account deficit and imports become costlier. How imports become costlier? Because if we are importing something from the United States or some from another country, we have to pay the more rupees for that thing, for that good and that services, obviously. So now this is how the imports become cheaper, and especially if you talk about in case of India, why, and this is how, and that's why this is one of the reason why rupee more and more depreciate. So look at the region. India imports the crude oil, basically the edible oil, vegetable oil, and some of the gold. So that is the, and these are the those kind of things which we cannot deny the import. So the import is very necessary, and India import around the 80% plus amount of crude oil. So that is why the rupee is more and more depreciate and imports become cheaper, and there is a big gap between, so there is a more and more trade deficit. So this is how, and that's why the trade deficit. So obviously in there is a demand in India and we have to import more crude oil, and that's why in this quarter there is a high trade deficit around the $23 billion, and that's why the imports become cheaper. So importers are basically the loser because of the rupee depreciation. Further, people seeking the foreign education are also the loser. How they are losers? Because if they are seeking the foreign education, they have to pay the more rupees against the dollar. Suppose if they are residing in India and some courses are offered in the US, and that is, so now they have to for $1. So if the amount is 5 rupees, now according to the 6 rupees multiplication of 76 they have to pay. So if the rupee is appreciating, let's say rupee value is 70, then they have to pay the less rupees against the dollar, and that's why the foreign education seeker are also the loser. Another very important is that the people traveling abroad, similar regions, they have to pay the more rupees against the dollar in that country. Is that's why the foreign travelers or those who are going from India to other countries are also, they have to pay the more dollar. Another is the people investing. Obviously they have to invest more rupees because now the amount of dollar has been increased, so obviously they will get the more investing. So remember that. And so people or people seeking the medical treatment abroad are the similar reasons. So these are, so basically these are the rulers, loser. You need to remember the import factor is very important, because question comes on import and export according to the impact of the rupee appreciation and the rupee depreciation. As I have told you that what is the rupee appreciation, if you talk about, so if there is an increase in the value of the rupee against the dollar, means suppose if now we have to pay this 26 rupee against the $1. Suppose this decline against the $1 or this decline, so this is known as the appreciation of rupees, and there is a similarly depreciation of the US dollar. So known as, so now we have to pay the less rupees against the dollar is known as the rupee appreciation. So what happened means the impact of this, if you talk about, then remember that exports become the most costlier and uncompetitive, and imports became cheaper. Now what happened that because some goods is also they are importing, so now they have to pay the more US dollar against the, because the value of rupee has been increased. So we will the amount of goods will go in that country, they have to pay the more US dollar to purchase that good. So that's why the exports became costlier and uncompetitive. So remember that. So they will basically look at the substitute like the Chinese good, and some amount of there is a many goods available in the market. So remember that imports became cheaper because now we have to pay the less rupees against the dollar, and that's why the imports became cheaper, and there is a decrease in the current account deficit. But in case of India, this is not very too much, because India's imports is very lucrative. If you talk about the crude oil is the main India's concerns, if you talk about, and that's why there is an increase in the trade deficit. If you talk about, and as I have told you that there is a decrease in the current account deficit. So this is the whole concept of the rupee depreciation and the rupee appreciation. If you talk about, there is a devaluation. So if you talk about the devaluation, then they deliberately or artificially try to change the value of currency to make the exports competitive. Now what happened that RBI take a step. and they actually continuously try to decline the value of rupee. Means if the less amount of goods, so they have to pay the less US dollar to purchase the Indian goods in their country. So now this is basically artificial technique, so try to decrease the value of rupee to make our export more and more competitive, but obviously this comes under the risk. So now this is all about the rupee appreciation, rupee depreciation, and the rupee devaluation. This is basically, if you talk about the rupee rupee devaluation, then what is the main impact? Main impact is basically exports became more and more competitive. This is the very important. So this is all about the rupee appreciation, rupee depreciation. You need to understand the concept and look at the video very carefully and try to understand the concept. Thank you guys. Hope you like this video.